I'm basically sprinting to my next connecting flight.
Hey there, this video is about my first solo international flight experience from India to Canada. And if you're new to this space, hi, I'm Raksha, a 40-year-old Indian housewife who moved to Canada from India in June 2023. Now, before I dive into the specifics, I want to say that this video starts from the moment I entered the airport area in our car. Well, I mean friend's car, the part that you are, hunting for the parking lot. The signs on the road are quite big, and we could easily figure out which parking lot to go into so that I'm closer to my departure gate. But we faced an issue. We could not understand which road to enter to reach our parking lot gate. I'm not going to be embarrassed in saying this. We did like 3 round trips to finally understand which road to take to reach our parking lot. After we finally parked the car, we had to hunt a bit for an empty trolley. By the way, it's almost midnight now. The parking lot area is not that well lit like, a mall parking lot, and the security guards were all asleep. Thank God my friend was with me, huh? While taking a trolley, my friend suggested taking only one trolley since I'm traveling alone and because I'll be able to only push one trolley. It made so much sense, so I left the second trolley where I found it. So all my luggage was balanced onto just one trolley. It was a bit hard to push it all the way till the gate as we are moving on uneven surface, we are moving on gravel and tar road. We even needed to figure out how to exit the parking lot and reach the gate with a trolley. I had no other choice but to wake up the poor sleeping guards and ask them for directions. Because you just cannot cross the divider, right? With the trolley. How are you supposed to do that? Lift it? No, right? Well, we moved along the main road, crossed the main road. This part was hard. I hope they set up a crossing signal here soon. And then we also had to pass through a passenger tunnel and reach the departure gate. I said goodbye to my friend and took my last selfie. At this point, get your ticket and passport ready because you'll have to show them to the guard at the gate. I had my digital and hard copy of my ticket just in case. At this point, I also asked the guard how to get to the customs office. The guard was like, customs office for... oh God. I had to explain I'm leaving the country, I have my wedding necklace with me, I need to get that seal, that I had this while I was leaving India. Now, the guard asking me was not the issue here, and the issue was that all the other passengers heard this. Now, everyone knows I have gold jewelry. Also, in the end, the guard had no idea. I was like, no problem. I asked where the customer service desk was next. He told me the route for that. I made my way to the custom desk. No one was there. Now, this place, it had a lot of, small cubicles or offices. I went to like 5 of them and no one could help me out. I started to panic as time is running out. I call hubby dear. He calms me down and says, first put all the check-in luggage away. I totally forgot about this. Oh God, this made so much sense. So I got my check-in luggage weighed and shipped off. Let me back up here a bit and explain this chart. I requested the agent at the luggage desk for the updated chart rates. It is called a daily chart card for check-in luggage. So if you're getting confused, let me explain. Check-in luggage, the staff will wait and they'll take it away. Carry-on luggage, I can take this along with me and I have to put it above my head while I'm inside the plane. So please check with the airlines regarding the number of luggage and wait aloud. So what happened was some friends of mine at the end, they also gave gifts to me. By this time, our home stuff was already shipped away. So I had no option but to put them in the check-in luggage, due to which it crossed the allowed weight. After the agent explained me the chart, I understood that I had to pay like 170 USD. Funny thing, now looking at this chart, I'm like drawing a complete blank. I have no idea how to even read this now. Time flies. After you do the payment, always check your SMS because you'll get the SMS from the credit card company, okay? Just as double checking. Here again, I asked the agent for customs and got no answer. At this point, I'm really thinking, is gold jewelry even allowed on the flight? Because how can these people not know, right? So now I just have my backpack and carry on my trolley left. I check to see my gate number at the information display screen and then move to the departure gate. It's a good thing that I had a 360 wheel trolley because I had to do a lot of walking and even had to go on top of an escalator. Whew, imagine using the old style suitcase, you have to lug it around, carrying it down with the handle. It would have been quite hard. And I finally reached my first security check. I'm sorry I'm unable to provide any photos or videos as it is not allowed, which is a very good thing because, you know, I had to remove my jacket, keep my bags, keep all the electronics, including my mobile, in a bin and push it through the scanner. While all these things go through the scanner, I myself had to go to the last line, which is for the females, and a female guard used the scanner to scan me completely inside a closed curtain room. After it was done, I quickly made my way to the bins. At this point, sometimes people lose items, which are very small and tiny. To prevent this, I had already put all my tiny electronics together in a big Ziploc bag. I made sure the bag was big enough so that I could add my mobile into it during the checkpoints. Here also, my bag was moved to a different scan row. I guess it was because of my wedding jewelry. The officer pulled my bin and asked, "Whose bag is this?" Remember? Here, the officer cannot open your bag without your permission. I was told to open my bag. Now, again, at this point, I can request a private closed room to open my bag. Since I was traveling solo, the male officer holding my bin called for a female officer to check my bag in the closed room. I took my bag to the closed room along with the female officer. I showed her the jewelry here, and also I was asked to explain why I'm taking this. I explained everything and then I was allowed to move to the next gate after my explanation. Here again, I asked the female officer about the customs and I finally got the answer. That's it, I just headed on straight. I followed the path and reached another checkpoint. So here no checks happen with the luggage, it is a passport check. It was very quick. Again, at this point, I asked the person sitting at the desk for the customs office. The agent points to his left. I see a banner and make my way towards it. At last, I finally reached the customs check. And guess what? No agent at the desk. I had to call the number mentioned at the desk. Someone finally answered it on my third call attempt. I tell the agent I'm at the desk. Please come and give my customs clearance paper. Then the agent asked me if I have my sealed papers ready. I'm like, huh? I was like shocked and frustrated at the same point. Because during our research, we could not find anything like this. We even dropped an email way before my travel and did not receive any reply. Imagine not getting a reply from the flight or the airplane department. Flying in a plane is like an international business. You have to be professional, you have to be on point, you cannot miss anything. And not getting an answer from them. From reading the papers that were stuck on the desk using tape, I at that moment learned that I had to visit registered places to get my gold jewelry validated. This takes time and it's located in MG Road. Don't you think it would have been easier if an evaluation officer was present here too? They can even take 3 hours if they want to. I don't care. I'm okay with it if I have the knowledge about it. Well, so all the things I did to prepare my gold jewelry was down the drain. Well, not fully. Still to watch my video, which I'll be posting. The way I've packed them, it's so hard for a thief to, just pocket them because they're tiny, earrings. I also called hubby dear again and I started crying. I was actually crying there, standing there in the line, and people are walking past me because I don't know what they're going to do with my gold jewelry. Will I be detained? Will they take it away from me? Will I be fined? Will I not be allowed to enter Canada? Will I be treated differently? The officer saying, how can you not know this? How can you not know the rules? You'll be treated differently. So I started breaking down. So Habidia calmed me down again and said, whatever happens, we will handle it. If they want to take all the jewels, let them take it, leave it, and walk away. Important thing is Canada entry. I'm so sorry, little breaking down here. As I'm talking about this trip, I'm getting flooded with the emotions and the memories. It was a very scary moment for me at that time. And after I went through this, my mind was like, huh? They didn't even respond to the email. Only one person knew about the customs desk. The process for customs was a failed process. I wonder if my plane engine check is being done properly, and also if like manager is doing the check properly to see if the employees have checked the engine properly. I hope you understand what I'm saying here, and if you did, I hope I did not scare you. Trust me, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to explain what happened, and it's hard. So I move on to my gate number next. It's a very long walk, but it's really nice and clean. I went past a ton of stores, which included restaurants, bookstores, coffee shops, gift shops, perfume shops, which of course I ran away from. I was like soaking everything up, anything that would keep me distracted. I made sure I was close to the gate, close to a TV, close to the washroom, close to the charging port, and close to a window view while I was waiting. It took me a while to realize that the charging ports were all around the place, like everywhere. Now, since I mentioned charging ports, I have read and I've also been told many times by many people that I should not plug in my mobile into any of these public charging ports. I will not dive into the technical words, so please excuse me. It seems they can be hacked. It seems when I plug my mobile into the charging port, my mobile can be hacked and my personal data can be extracted. I don't know how. That's too much technology for me. I don't even know if this is true for this location. So instead, I decided I would just charge my power bank if needed. Also, I never needed to since my power bank is this me model. It has power to charge like three mobiles after it's completely dead. So around 1:30 a.m., I hear the news that my plane was going to be delayed and it was pushed to 9 a.m. It was supposed to be a 3 a.m. flight, and I had only 1 hour now to board my next flight in Germany. Awesome. And for my hubby dear about this update, he now tried to keep track of the departure that is going to happen in Germany for me. After the information is confirmed, hubby dear tells me that the plane is going to take off at the same day. So at this point, I want to tell you another thing that we did. Well, I kind of studied the map for my Germany airport, but I had not focused too much since I had like 8 hours and now it's changed. I had to finally familiarize myself with the route, and at this point of my travel, I was thinking I might have to even run. So I was preparing myself mentally by studying the map. That is when I leave my Bangalore plane and have to run to enter my plane that is in German airport. So basically what I'm talking about is once my plane leaves Bengaluru airport, it will land in Germany. I'll have to exit my Lufthansa plane, then run to my connecting flight, which is in the German soil. I forgot what is my connecting flight. I think that's also Lufthansa. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so at this point, let me share the vibe of the place. A lot of people were very, very cranky, of course. But it was not that bad for me because I'm used to it. I've done this since my childhood. So I was like prepared for it. Ah, God. So I did what I do during such situations. I kept myself busy. I had also prepared myself for such a thing. Like I had this, I guess it's called adult coloring book. I had it on my tablet and one needs to use a stylus pen to color the image. Few months back, I tried a few different things to kill time, and this like ranked the highest for me. So I had this, I had YouTube, I had YouTube Music, and I had a book. So like four different things. I would actually advise you to see and do what works for you best, and like just 2 or 3 months before you're leaving, just stop doing them so that you're not overdoing them or get bored with them. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. So moving on to the rest of my night. I walked up and down the airport, checked out each and every store from top to bottom. I sat in different parts of the lounge and looked at every ceiling and tile, from different angles. What else to do? I even tried sitting in different positions just for killing time, just for having fun, just relaxing. I also saw the crew working. Sometimes they looked like, tiny ants that were standing next to this big metal bird. I started to get hungry, so I decided to order some hot chocolate. And you won't believe this. The moment I paid for my beverage, an announcement was made that food was being served for passengers traveling in plane XYZ. Please visit restaurant XYZ. And this was my plane. So I made my way to the restaurant XYZ. I had to show my boarding pass at the restaurant to claim my food. They just asked me whether it was veg or non-veg. I said veg, and they handed me a plate of food. My plate had dal, paneer butter masala, raita, white rice. It looked like basmati rice, and the paratha was plain paratha. The quantity was really good. It's really hard for someone like me to tell such things when I, see a photo. That's why I'm talking about the quantity here. Now, let me talk about the quality. Only the dal and rice was good. Actually, it was really good. Scratch the previous part. The same way, the other things were equally very bad. The paneer butter masala had too much tomato flavor, the raita was too watery, and for me, the paratha was just too hard. So I just had half the rice. I don't know why. Was it because I just had hot chocolate, or was it due to the time? It was 5 a.m. I was eating food. Or was it because I was upset about the delay? I don't know why I couldn't finish my meal. I'm also at that stage of my life where I don't want to go and have biryani at 4 a.m. or even do a midnight drive. I would rather sleep and eat at the correct time. Do you know what I mean? So I spent the last few hours roaming around and enjoyed my last sunrise in India. Now I face another issue. My allergies started acting up. My nose was starting to get irritated. I was suddenly getting perfume smells like everywhere. And it was the same freaking smell. So I was like, it can't be a person. It has to be in the air, right? So did they put perfume in their AC or something? I still don't know what happened. So if you know, please do let me know by leaving the answer in the comment sections below. So from here on, I was wearing my mask. Yes, you can imagine all the looks I got because I was wearing the mask. Finally, the plane landed. The people are exiting. I was excited. This was at 7:41 a.m. Also, the new crew arrives at 7:59 a.m. Wow, I'm like, how did you guys match it? Where did you guys stay? Was it close by? Maybe I could have also stayed there. All these thoughts running. And lastly, we start getting on the plane at 8:36 a.m. So here, make sure to stand in the line at the correct sections. The details, it will be mentioned on your ticket. After you board the plane, put your carry-on luggage in the overhead compartments. The staff will not do this for you. This part was hard for me as I'm not that tall and I've always had a lower back problem, so I did request the fellow passengers to help, and they were so sweet, they did help me out. I only kept my backpack under my seat as it had everything I need during my flight, from my mobile charger to my allergy medications and everything. I wanted to show you how much leg space I had. Look at this. This was like so too little. I don't even know what words to use. And it's a pretty long journey from India to Germany. So now, again, look at this properly. I'm sorry, I'm coming back to this. I'm like 5 feet 4 inches, and this is like way too small for me. At this moment, I was thinking of my poor hubby dear. He's like 6 feet. Poor thing must have struggled a lot. Now, you must be saying, why did you not book the front row seat? It has a lot more leg room. You're absolutely right. We did do it well. I mean, my husband spent time on this and did book the front row seats for me. But I don't know why I was put in this seat. I also did not ask. I was way off my game. Maybe because it was a later flight or something. I don't know what happened to me also. It took a long time before we took off. Again, I don't know why. Maybe they were just loading our luggage or doing a safety checks. So just a heads up, it will take time. While I waited, I checked out the in-flight shopping magazine. So I think you can order stuff, whatever you see in this magazine. I also had an onboard menu. I played around with my screen a lot. Played, no, fidgeted, literally fidgeted, and saw all the features. I was also given earphones. Finally, at 9:16, the plane starts, and I don't know what happened. Suddenly, again, all these emotions started flooding, and I started to cry like I'm doing now. I still do not know what happened. Were they sad tears? Were they happy tears? I don't know. Also, I've never left India. Actually, I never left my parents' home and stayed somewhere in a hostel for studies or even went on class trips. I wasn't allowed. In my entire class, I would always be the only one who never went anywhere. And let me tell you, it was hard because kids, oh my god, they were always so mean to me. They would brutally make fun of me. Only in my engineering period of education, I went on one class trip which was to Kerala. I still don't remember how I made it happen, and the other trip was a compulsory trip as it was part of the education. Okay, let's get back to the trip. In a short while, I was served breakfast. This is how it looked. Anyone else remember the scene from the Tamil movie Jeans? You know, the hero delivers plain food. I don't know why that just popped in my head. Okay, again, moving on. My plate had mixed fruit cup with papaya, pineapple, and blueberries, mango flavored fruit yogurt, a marble cake, plain sweet bun with salted butter and strawberry jam. And the main thing was masala dosa with sambar. I was too lazy to get up and wash my hands, so I started eating with a fork. But can you believe this? It's the first time I was trying this out. It was a really interesting meal. As I was having my meal, the crew member went around giving beverages. I don't remember all the choices, but I took whatever was hot and I chose hot tea. Not chai, hot tea, okay? I added all the extra stuff that the crew gave. I've never done this before. I actually asked them what I should do with all these, tiny, tiny pods they were giving. I was holding it like this. I was told to just empty them into the cup. The instructions are very simple and easy. In the end, it tasted really good. My strawberry jam spread had seeds. I've never seen seeds in my jam before. I was really enjoying my meal. Everything tasted so good. It was cooked well. Lufthansa, if you're watching this video, please don't change the food company. They did an amazing job. And if you're the food company, I hope you're getting paid properly because the food was really good for plain food. It must have been really hard getting everything prepared, shipped off, and it has to stay good for such a long duration. It was good, really. And at the end, I had to wash my hands because I had to eat the bun. I realized it much later. I was like, I'm just gonna get away without washing my hands. Didn't happen. After the crew took my plate away, I spent time watching the clouds. I noticed everyone started to close their window blinds and started to sleep. It was so bright that day. It wasn't cloudy at all. And I did not want to be the only one left without closing the window blind because I don't want to disturb the other passengers because everyone is sleeping. So I also closed my blinds. And just before doing that, I actually made my bed. I used up all the three seats as a bed. I was the only one in my entire row. Score! And the entire plane was so dark. Well, it had some of these lights. What do you call them? Night lights. It was not that bright but dim enough to walk around. That was there. I could not sleep, so I watched the monitor the entire time. I just kept fidgeting with it. I saw so many movies and kept seeing where the plane was, location wise. Now, at this stage, my photos and videos were also getting mixed up due to change in location. I had no idea, and I realized this only after I landed in Canada. And why am I saying this? Well, since I was so tired and I was a bit foggy, so I'm not sure about the specifics as to what happened when on the plane. I'll do my best to give information. I hope you understand. Moving on. I think I got up for lunch. I don't remember if the crew woke me up or did the trolley sound wake me up. I had this lovely bread that had coleslaw spread. And I again chose the hot tea from the beverage cart. I really liked pouring the creamer into it. It was like so nice. And the bread, oh my god, it was so good. It was so yummy. I actually wanted a second one, but I don't know why. I did not ask for it at all. I was so off my game. After a while, I got some snacks. I was given 2 packets. I hope you're enjoying the night photography pictures right now. Since I'm checking my flight path on the screen, I knew we would land soon. I pressed the call button above my head. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm not sure how it worked. I waited for a while and a crew member came. I explained to the staff person that I have a connecting flight, so can you please tell me if the gate is too far away? And also, if it is too far, can I be the first person to leave the flight? The staff understood what I said and told me it will be checked out. After some time, another staff member came and said, "Hi, I heard you have some questions." She opened the map and said it is indeed a long walk and suggested I tell the security checkpoints to check me out first since I have connecting flight and they do this all the time. I said thanks for the advice. Also, I was moved to the front row of the plane. Look at all the leg space. I moved everything here, but also my luggage was an issue. I had to move it myself and the staff told me to put it under my seat and I did it. After some time, another staff member came and said, "No, you have to put it back up." Everyone was looking at me. I used my calm voice and I said, "I'm sorry, I did what I was told." I felt this staff could have used their soft voice. Well, I put the luggage all up by myself and I sat down on my seat. I had some time, and since everything went so well except for the last part, I wanted to say thanks to everyone. Let's not forget, this was my first international trip, that too solo. So I left a thank you letter, I used a tissue, a clean tissue, and during my exit, I thanked the staff and I gave them this letter to read. I hope it made someone's day, because such small things always make my day. The entire way to my connecting flight, I walked very, very fast. I was walking at some points and I was jogging at some points. The place did have a lot of signals all around, but at one point I did get confused and I could not find anyone in the staff. I had to wing it and I hope I took the right turn. I even took a short ride to reach my next plane. It was like a pretty big airport, and the security checkpoint suggestion, it did not work because the others also had a connecting flight. And here I had to empty my water bottle also. I did not do this step in Bengaluru security checkpoint. I don't know why it's different. It should be same everywhere, right? Also here, they did not ask questions about my gold jewelry. I finally reached my gate, all panting and out of breath. I showed my ticket and stood in line. And in like 2 seconds, I'm not joking, we started boarding the plane. So if I'd actually walked like I usually walk with my tiny legs, I would have not made it in time. This time also, my leg space was too less. But this was okay since it was not such a long flight. I'm going from Germany to Halifax, which is located in Canada. Here also I put my luggage away and also spoke to the crew. I told them my connecting flight just landed. Please make sure that my check-in luggage made it. Again, when the plane door closed, I asked if my luggage made it and I was assured it did. Here again, I spent the entire flight watching the view from my window seat. I was not able to watch any TV here as there were no free headphones, and I also did not have earplugs that had the wire that could connect to the TV. Now thinking, I don't even know if I could connect my headphones using Wi-Fi. The staff was just not as pleasant, so I did not want to ask any questions. In such a vibe, it's best to stay on the good side because I have no option. I have to be on this flight and focus on the main goal, which is entering Canada. Soon my meal arrived. I'm not familiar with German food, so I don't know how to approach this. I guess I'll just be frank. First, I don't know if I was served keeping the German food culture in mind. For example, if you have Indian food in India and if you have Indian food abroad, the spice level is much lesser abroad. That's what my friends have told me. So I don't know if this was followed here. I'm just going to dive in and talk about the food. Please don't yell at me. I was given salad, cheese, bread and pasta. The salad was the only thing I loved. If I have to give an example as to how it tasted, I would say it tasted exactly like South Indian style kosumbari salad. I just love them. The pasta was not even al dente and the bread was very hard. The cheese is very interesting. It was a brie. I was actually thinking about my keto period. Well, I just ate the brie as it was and I offered the bread piece to my fellow passenger and he took it. I was very happy because it's just not comfortable, leaving food on the plate. Watch some more views from my window seat. After some time, I had the cookie. I also got this cookie from the fellow passenger. He offered me from his own personal snack that he carried. So sweet, right? I ate it. It was really good. I hope I took down the name, but I did. Okay. So after watching the screen to see the location and watching the seat sign, kept on watching it on top. It was time. We had to land. So excited. And guess what? Plane did how many rounds? 3 rounds to land because the path had some obstructions and the plane could not land. People started to get cranky, people started talking. I could not understand the language. This was like the first time in my life that I could not understand what the people were actually talking about. It never happened before. I felt so out of place. In Bengaluru, I never had this issue. No matter what anyone spoke, it could understand, even if it's completely different. At least a little bit, you can understand here and there.
Aber gar nicht so sehr der Grund, sondern der Wind hat plötzlich gedreht und somit konnten wir das Flugzeug nicht in eine stabile Landekonfiguration rechtzeitig bringen. Sicherheitsvorschriften sind da sehr streng, deshalb haben wir uns für die Methode des Durchstarts nochmal entschieden. Genießen Sie einfach die Aussicht, lehnen Sie sich zurück und entspannen Sie sich. Wir werden in 10 Minuten dann doch letztendlich landen. Vielen Dank. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your captain, you might be really wondering, and you're right, the reason therefore was this time as well the small traffic and the wind shift, which caused us to make the safe go-on situation because we couldn't stabilize the aircraft into landing configuration on time. And we have strict rules. We like to maintain these. And now we make another turn. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the nice view. In 10 minutes, we'll be finally landing. Thank you.
Okay, now we know what's happening.
Finally, we landed and people actually clapped. I'm not kidding. Listen to this video again in full volume.
You took my bag.
Here again, some checks happened. I had to fill a digital form. I could not understand what to select from the multiple options provided. So what do I do here? I just stood and I looked around. Anyone there? Anyone there? Looked around hopelessly. And someone did approach me. They said, "Do you need any help?" I confirmed that he was a staff member and with his help, I filled the digital form. I then moved on to the next room. It was quite big. And then I realized, oh, this is where the luggage comes because I noticed the luggage belt. From the movies, I recognized it. I waited for like 30 minutes only to see the luggage belt stop moving and my luggage did not come. A section of the room was filled with like 20 pieces of luggage. And this part is funny. They all had the same ribbon ties to different parts of the bag. I was like, wow, this family bought 20 luggages. But as I was waiting for the staff, I noticed different people coming and taking the luggage. So let me tell you what happened here. People have gone online on Amazon India and bought the cheapest ribbon available, and they've all landed up with the same ribbon. I do not have this issue as I reused the ribbons I got from my Tanishq box. So it was different. It would have been nice to see it though there, but no. So after waiting for a few minutes, I asked the staff what happened, and it looked like they did not want to give me a bad answer since I don't know why they thought I would start yelling at them. So I itself took it upon myself and asked them, looks like my luggage is not here, right? He says yes. I said it's okay. So tell me, what should I do? Should I fill a form next? He says yes. He looks a bit relaxed now. So now was when I asked him, do you know what happened? I just want to know. He says your luggage never made the flight. The word liar in caps pops in my head. The flight attendant told me a lie. I'm like, why did they do that? What is the point of this? That is so mean, right? So here I fill another form. After read the whole form, I try to figure out what it means, where it means. I'm not able to, my head is not working, it's like fully gone. So I send a screenshot to hubby dear. He fills it up, he sends it. I try to understand and analyze it. I'm like, oh, okay, this means this means this. So I fill it up finally and submit it. And I make my way. I find a group of people standing in another line. I just like, like an ant following the line. I stand in this line. I don't even know what this line is. I'm just standing because there's no other way to go. As I got closer to the desk, I realized that I had to show all the papers here. So I got my file ready. My turn comes up. I hand in all my papers whenever asked. I was like rocking it. I was so proud of myself. This is like a big deal for me because whatever paper the officer asked, I gave the correct paper. I didn't just give all the papers, The officer looks at me and says, I can't let you into Canada. My heart sunk. I had no other option but to quickly snap out of the shock and request for the reason. It had something to do with my hubby dear's entry. It's an AIP entry, it's new, and I also got my PR before landing, so the system was confused or something, and the system said that my husband is not in Canada. I calmly explained to the officer that you're absolutely correct about the program details. I'm just confused because my husband is at the gate to collect me. The officer was like, your husband is at the gate right now? Really? I said yes. Could it be possible for you to get him, please? Because I'm just, a bit confused. I'm not that familiar with the program details or the paperwork, which honestly, I was not. Since I did not handle this part, I was handling other things. The officer could have said no, but it was really sweet. The officer agreed. He made no fuss and went to check the gate. He even took down Hamidia's name and left. Now at this point, I'm quickly calling V and telling him to look for an officer with the name tag XYZ, and he has hair XYZ. Just follow him and answer his questions. I knew I could not give any more information, and I was right. By this time, the officer was already at the door. In a few minutes, I saw hubby dear, and for the first time after so many months, I started tearing up again, and oh god, I had to control my emotions as V was talking with the officer. And well, the ending. I'm in Canada now, and I was able to exit the airport. Yes! I hope I did not bore you to death, and if you're still watching this video, that means you have made it to the end. Wow, this means so much to me, so please do leave a plain emoji in the comment section. That'll let me know that you have seen this video till the end. It'll just make my day. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like my videos. Bye!